So welcome to my Bailey Alliance SE. This is the inside where I put the table. This table is my TV table, essentially. But it takes up a lot of room sitting there. And I always put it down on the bed for travel. So today I'm going to explore putting a bracket up here above the TV point. And I'm just going to have a little look behind this socket. All the electrics are off and isolated, so let's have a look. The first thing to do is to remove this black surround, which just basically gently pulls off. There we go. As you can see, there's a 13 amp socket for when on electric hookup. There's the 6 amp 12 volt for the TV's 12 volt power. There's 2 light switches and there's the aerial socket. And looking at this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 6 small screws, 1 top and bottom, and 4 others. They're quite small, Phillips heads. Don't lose them. Alright, so this is the last screw. Comes away. Each one is independent by the looks of things. So we've got our light switch at the top. Here you can see we've got our light switch at the top. Okay. Our light switch, our TV socket, and we've got our electrical socket. Now, what I really need to do is find out, so looking at this, we can see here this is about 1.5 centimeters thick. So actually it's more substantial, this wood, than I thought it was going to be. That's excellent. And my other issue is going to be about the routing of the cables, but they're very neat and tucked right in the corner. So what I don't have is any cables just floating around behind here, which is excellent. Obviously the bracket has to go here somewhere. I need to avoid that screw hole there, but there isn't anywhere else that's going to interfere, so we just need to measure the internal width, which would be just less than 10 centimeters. No, just more than 10 centimeters. So as long as I get one that is less than 10 centimeters, doesn't really matter too much about the height. As long as there's enough room then for the TV to bolt onto it, obviously. Or this is the bracket that I've bought. So it's 100 by 100 for the Visa, so that's the outer bits. I've already checked that works with my TV. So it's an articulated arm. And you can see that actually it should do everything I wanted to do. £17 delivered to my door because the wife is a Prime member. Okay, so this is what we're going to use today for my TV bracket. Bought via Amazon, Pearl Gear, full motion TV mount. And as you can see, it comes with all the bits in all its little sections, full mount, and full instructions in about 5 different languages. There's 8 pages of English instructions, so I think we'll give it a go. The actual mount is quite a nice stiff arm mount, actually. I'm sure it will loosen up with time, and it's a narrow fitting, so 2 big screws, a little bit of adjustment here at the bottom for making sure it's absolutely level. So there's no lock on it, but as I say, it's quite a good stiff arm, so I don't think that'll be an issue when traveling. And if it ever loosens up, I'll buy a little strap, a little Velcro strap that'll stop it rattling. But I suspect that'll not be for a long time. So I think job number one will be fitting to make sure this fits on the back of the TV. This is my Cello 22-inch Traveller TV. DVD player. Still on this little stand at the moment, which I might keep because I've got a little sound bar I like on the front to give it a slightly better, deeper sound. TV sound is actually okay, but with the speaker it's just a little bit better. Here's our mounts for the mount. And as you can see, it's a spot on fit. So there shouldn't be any issue actually fitting it to the telly. The only real issue is making sure I have enough clearance on the TV. So I don't want to fit this right up onto the shelf because the television is going to come up to about here. So I won't be able to fold it flat against the wall. So as you can see, I need to remember when fitting this that there's more space at the top of the television. Okay, so I'm going to need to take that into account if I want it to fit fairly flat back to the wall and not interfere with my shelving. So I just need to measure an extra. Let's just have a look. So from the top or the middle of that bolt to the top of the TV is approximately 10 centimeters. So I need to just allow probably 12 centimeters because actually the mount is a little bit longer. Let's just put that against. So you can see that's going to be roughly where it fits, and there's an extra 2 centimeters there. So I just need to be sure or wary of exactly where I fit it. So again, this is where I'm going to be fitting it, and as I say, the 10 centimeters is because I don't want the TV then catching on this. I want to be able to fold it so that it doesn't interfere with this shelf at all. I want to be able to fold it up against this wall. Okay, I'm hoping you can see this. First problem, the bolts supplied with the kit are too long for the Cello TV's studs. Even with the spacers supplied, which are supposed to be for a curved TV, and this is a flat one, it's still too loose. I could put a washer on here, I suppose, but it's just a bit of a pain, frankly. And I don't know if that's a problem with the kit from Amazon or if it's a problem with the Cello TV, because I don't know how deep these normally would be, these nuts. I wouldn't have thought that deep, but so now I need to find some other M4 nuts, sorry, M4 bolts before I go much further. Just be careful not to go through too deep or you'll hit the back wall of the caravan and you'll get water leaks. Measured the bracket and drilled my 2 little holes, and I'm going to use a pair of these, which are essentially like a hollow wall fixer. Using plasterboard and stuff, so this should be perfect for this. 43mm should be long enough. So now all I've got to do is drill the holes actually a little bit bigger over the pilot holes to fit these, and hopefully fit them. Okay, I'm hoping you can see this. These particular ones took a 9.5mm hole, and again you push it in, and I don't know if you can see little grips. You just need to slightly tap these in to the wood to grip the wood to stop this bit stop the main part spinning, so the bolt grips. I don't have a hammer handy, so in best bodge style, 1 sharp tap. Should be enough for it to grip. And you can see the beauty of this is that you can, once the top one's in, you can adjust your level. and nip up the top one. Nip up the bottom one till you're happy it's level. Tighten the bottom one first. Remember to tighten it all the way. All that remains now is the cleaning and putting the TV on the stand. So then just refit your switches at the bottom and make sure your electrics are working before you go any further, which I've done. It's a bit of a three-handed job to make sure all these fit in this recess, because they don't snap in, they just sit in little pegs. It's very fiddly. Make sure you don't over tighten these little wood screws. It's very easy to over tighten them and strip the wood behind. And the surround just snaps on, and there we go. Now let's fit the TV to the bracket. I'm using these 4 quite short stainless steel screw bolts. And there we go. I've now got all this space for drying dishes and putting dinner stuff on, so that's a bonus. This is the space at the back. Give it a wiggle, a bit of a wobble, as if we're traveling. That's very sturdy. As you can see, it's a articulated arm, so you can have it in a few places, and it even goes up and down to a degree. So quite happy with this, to be honest. I think it'll be alright. I am going to keep this, even though it seems weird to keep the stand on it. But why I'm going to do that is, as I said earlier on, I've got a small portable Anchor rechargeable sound bar, which I don't need it for the sound on this TV, because actually it's pretty good, the sound on this TV. But it is, like any flat screen, even a home one, a little bit tinny. So I'll put some Velcro dots on the bottom of it, and I can just sit there. It's not in the way of the view. Quite happy with that. Yeah, done.